Welcome to Coach's Corner, everybody, on this Monday night. As I am your host, Coach Paul Tripoli. Every Monday night, we do a Goode and Faithful Servant segment. That's right. We deep dive into Kerry's book, Goode and Faithful Servant. Kerry Goode is a friend of mine, former teammate at Alabama. Came down with Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS, about 11 years ago, and has been a leader, and his foundation raises money for the research and cure of ALS. Also, shout out to Timmy Green, my high school teammate. We talk about him and his teammates on my Wednesday night show, Four Wheel Drive, so be sure to tune in Wednesday night for that. But Monday night, this episode is brought to you by the Seiler Agency. So go see the Seilers up there in Cantonment if you need any insurance needs. Okay, we're going to tackle his book. We deep dive into it. We're going to take 2 or 3 chapters, and they're broken down into days, about 195 days, 195 short chapters. We're going to tackle 2 tonight. Day 32, if you're reading this book, this is titled, If You Must Die, Die Ballin'. Kerry? All right, let's see if we can get going here. Let's see, Kerry, every one of us, you say, will face challenges ahead. We all have our crosses to bear. So I urge you to develop a plan and know how you're going to handle your situation, not just from a logistical or financial point of view, but from a mental and emotional state. As we ball players used to say before every game, get your mind right. Kerry, I know how to get my mind right for a tough football game, but how do you get your mind right for a personal tragedy? Because like you say on page 36, man plans and God laughs.
Oh, the concept is the same for life as it is for sports. Coach Paul Bear Bryant said something that I've leaned on in life. He said, have a plan for everything. A plan for practice, a plan for the game, a plan for being ahead, and a plan for being behind 20-0 at half. With your quarterback hurt and the headphones are dead, with it raining cats and dogs and no rain gear because the equipment man left it at home. I have always tried to teach my players to be fighters. When I say that, I don't mean put up your dukes and get in a fist fight over something. I'm talking about facing adversity in your life. There is not a person alive who isn't going to have some awfully bad days in their lives. I tell my players that what I mean by fighting is when your house burns down and your wife runs off with the drummer and you've lost your job and all the odds are against you. What are you going to do? Most people just lay down and quit. Well, I want my people to fight back. Growing up, I had a plan for what would happen if my parents died when I was young. I had a plan for the death of my kids. How would I console the remaining kids and their mother? What would I do if I lost everything? Unfortunately, ALS has destroyed my finances. I have had to make decisions to keep my family functioning because I had a plan and I wasn't blindsided.
Wow. Kerry, I remember Coach Bryant's words to that effect. Yes, very much so. He had a plan for everything. Everything was detailed. I remember he had a notebook, tablet for if his team won that day, if his team tied that day, or if his team lost that day, what he was going to say. So he was calculated. You have to have a plan for everything, no matter what comes up. Continuing on in this chapter, Kerry, your book, you say the only sure way to not be happy is to deliberately plan your life in which you would completely be happy and think it's going to be exactly like that. You're just setting yourself up for unhappiness. The heart of a man plans his way, but the Lord establishes his steps. Proverbs 16:9. Kerry, is God saying it's more about the journey and not the destination?
Is life about the journey or the destination? Many people believe that life is more about the journey than the destination. The experiences, lessons, relationships, and growth you encounter along the way shape who you are and bring richness to your life. I have tried to share every aspect of my journey with you so that others may benefit from the things I have gone through and how I handle each situation. On the other hand, having a clear goal or destination can provide direction, motivation, and a sense of purpose. It can help you stay focused and driven, especially during challenging times. In reality, it might be a balance of both. The journey gives depth and meaning, while the destination offers a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment. Make no mistake about it, My destination is heaven, and my journey is happening right now.
Wow. Well put, Kerry. Unbelievable. Man, you got away with the words. Be where your feet are. All right, that's for that chapter. We're going to tackle the next one here. Day 33 in his book. It's called Submission. Interesting title. In this chapter, Kerry, you say everyone struggles with submitting to authority, including you. The word submission makes many of us uncomfortable. Some people make the mistake of confusing submission with weakness, whereas it is anything but, you say. You strongly suggest we read Ephesians chapter 5, verse 21 through 33, which begins with, submit to one another out of reverence for Christ. Men, the Lord knew no woman would follow your leadership if you're not following his. Kerry, how do we submit to the ultimate authority, God, the way Jesus submitted to his Father?
Submitting to each other involves mutual respect, empathy, and the willingness to prioritize the well-being and needs of others. Submission is about creating a balanced relationship where everyone feels valued and respected. It's not about losing your voice, but about finding harmony and working together for mutual benefit. It's recognizing that you are not in control of everything, that there is a higher power guiding your life. Submitting to God, the ultimate authority, requires faith, trust, and the willingness to surrender one's own will to a higher purpose. It is a journey, and it's okay to have doubts and struggles along the way. It's about continuous growth and striving to deepen your faith and trust in God. If you have never done this, I suggest you take a day, a week, or a month and let God have control of everything you do. I promise you will not be disappointed.
Wow. Awesome, Kerry. Thanks for your wisdom, brother. Unbelievable, man. I recommend everybody read this book, Goode and Faithful Servant. He weaves faith, family, and football into regular day life, and the spirit that he has and the optimism he has and the positive attitude is inspiring, to say the least. So thank you, Kerry, for doing the show, buddy. I will talk to you soon. I'll get it to you sooner next time, I promise. Everybody have a great sports week. Enjoy these commercials. Without these great sponsors, this just wouldn't be possible. Enjoy the championship game tonight. Talk to you soon. So long, everybody.
For 30 years, you have seen the orange Beck signs all over the Gulf Coast listing a property for sale or lease. Beck Partners is your trusted advisor in commercial real estate, property management, commercial and personal insurance. Senior Vice President David Valletto has been with Beck Partners since 1989. Take advantage of his wealth of knowledge by calling him today at 982-7352. 982-7352. Extensive experience in all aspects of leasing, sales, management, and site selection will make sure your expectations are exceeded. Arbitrium Consulting for all your fencing, landscaping, pressure washing, tree trimming needs. Call 850-483-0350 for your free estimates. Serving Pensacola, Gulf Breeze, Navarre, Fort Walton, Destin, Perdido, Gulf Shores, Foley, and the entire Gulf Coast. Arbitrium Consulting is owner-operated, fully licensed and insured. Call today, 850-483-0350, the official landscaper of Coach's Corner.
My name is Steve Reynolds. I'm the manager and owner of Cordova Lanes, and we help keep your mind out of the gutter. Cordova Lanes is part of the community of Pensacola. Being here for 43 years, we've entertained more people than any other bowling center in the city. We sell fun for a living. Cordova Lanes is located at 2111 Airport Boulevard in Pensacola, behind Cordova Mall. Come on out and see us at Cordova Lanes Bowling Center. Thank you.
Did you know there's a place where you can get good neighbor service and surprisingly great rates on your home and auto insurance? Yep, and that place is, ta-da, State Farm. Here's the deal. State Farm agent Will Rentschler is your go-to agent in Pensacola, Florida for the service you deserve at the price that you want. So stop shopping around. State Farm agent Will Rentschler has you covered. Call 850-433-4678 for your surprisingly great rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Legal disclaimer, individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.